After we close the black hole, yes.
Okay, after we close. Okay. All right. Let's do this.
Deep belly breaths, everybody.
The first thing Galdric will do is he wants to use a little bit of planar. Will that attract if I use any planar out here?
You guys will have to use 100% of your planar energy
To close the hole.
to close the black hole. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna think about putting up like a essentially like a veil is a good way of putting it. Put up like a you don't know where we are, you just know it's in this vicinity sort of thing.
Yeah, I think that would last for a little bit, but eventually you will be using 100% of your power for this.
Gotcha. In that case, I'll put up a veil, and that'll be the last thing I take down because I'm feeling going to come in the midst of this one. Buy as much time as we can.
Okay, perfect. Roll a d20 for the veil.
Okay. Okay. I grab a handful of snow and I just throw it up in the air.
Yeah.
Drama. Yeah.
Slump smacks Galdric in the back of the head. Stop fucking around. This is
Okay, sorry. I've never seen snow.
Okay. Do you guys link hands?
Yes.
Yes.
Focusing our energy on ourselves and each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You guys link hands. And you begin to think about yourselves and each other. And you feel the black hole pull on you even more strongly. It's like it's gaining strength as you focus. And you focus on the past. And I need each of you to tell me something, one thing, anything about the past of the campaign that meant something to you. Anything. And we will start with Lou. What's a moment of the campaign, any moment at any time, that has meant something to you?
I'm getting back to the bar after the where we're all together again kind of thing. So we've got everyone, Kirby, Orinda, and Tom, and Betty, as well as Locke and Galdric and Slump and Lou, too. Everyone together in the bar in that kind of safe space.
And when was that?
I want to say the one that was right after the green ink, before the blue.
Yep. You remember this time and this sense of togetherness and belonging and safety. And you feel the power swell. Galdric, tell me a moment that meant something to you from the campaign.
Oh boy, it's a tie. It's a straight up tie. Fuck! It's. I have two moments that are like really like key for me in this campaign. That is just like awesome.
If you want both, you can use both. You can draw on multiples.
Okay, let's do it then.
Yeah.
Obviously, when I figured out that Bishop's Bane was the key.
Yeah.
That feeling of like you are the one all along. Like
yeah.
That was so freaking amazing.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
The musical cue, man. Anyway, but the other moment I would say was when Slump leapt into the black hole and I chased after him.
Yeah.
That camaraderie, that I'm not leaving you behind. Fuck you. You ain't done yet.
Yep. Absolutely. And you remember in both cases the sense of being important and mattering. And that that sense of mattering to someone and being important to someone is this power that causes it to surge within you. You feel more power than you've ever felt before. Locke, why don't you tell me a moment from the campaign that meant something to you?
I think it's several moments. Locke has always been kind of the support character, and this isn't the first party to come across his bar, you know?
Yeah.
But this is the only one that has made it as far as it has.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of memories of the ones who just never made it back. I think the first memory would come from him making a home in the green ink for them when he first arrived. And just trying to be the support guy, but I don't think he's never ever in a long time had to be that sassy with someone in the party. Like, this is millennia since he's had to do that.
Yeah.
And I think to some extent the party drives him a little crazy. Like, logic just goes out the window. But somehow, some way, we always manage to pull through. And I think the thing that kind of sealed the deal with Locke was when Galdric came after him when he had passed away in the blue ink. And to the extent that Galdric and the party was willing to go to save him, even though he barely knows any of them, and all he's really kind of done has been like the M, you know, like in James Bond, just the M for the party. And I think that kind of sealed the deal for him, that he wouldn't have it any other way. These are his friends. Though they may drive him nuts, he loves them without any reservation.
Man, I love that. I can't even add anything to that. That is just that thought, that feeling, that realization, and the thousands of years that you've had to choose those ones. Again, you feel this power kind of surge within you. And Slump, what is a moment in this campaign that has mattered to you?
So I thought of something maybe for a little bit of flair that I think would make sense for Slump, because I think Slump has a hard time remembering things in like logical, chronological order. Given his perhaps not astronomical, he's not an intellectual giant. He may be a physical giant, but he's not an intellectual giant.
Yeah.
So I like to think that his ability to do this, his ability to channel this, is half memories and half storytelling, because I wanted to combine two memories similarly to how Galdric did, and that is the memory of the first time that they formed their combined power form.
Yeah.
What was the context around that very first time that it ever came out?
That was when Galdric jumped into the black hole.
That's what I thought. Was that when we reemerged?
And the Phoenix Tear was supposed to save you.
Right.
But it didn't work properly because of the nature of the black hole. But with Galdric there as a void angel, there was a tearing and a shifting and a reforming that had you guys emerge from the black hole as Neone.
That's what I thought. Okay, so which I thought lined up nicely, because now we're at the black hole, and that's what I think is one of Slump's most powerful memories. And then this is gonna hit you from nowhere. I like to think that when Slump is imagining this, he's imagining himself with Galdric and their consciousnesses entwined, re-emerging as the Neoni form, and then running as fast as their like shadow form body can possibly take them, blinding speed to end up at the pub on Great Day, sitting next to Birdie, laughing about who knows what, insanely, with a pocket full of fireworks, just laughing insanely, in sort of like a Harry Potter photograph where the subjects are always sort of doing the same thing in the photo. That's what I like to think. It's just Slump and Birdie sitting there in that fucking tavern, or sitting there under the tent on Great Day, just laughing and laughing mirthful laughs. And that's what Slump focuses on.
Yeah, and I think there's this overwhelming sense of like friendship, and friendship not in just people who hang out, but friendship in people who matter. And there's this warmth and love and strength in that, and the darkness inside of you, it kind of screams as it is being pushed further and further down, and it has less and less control, and you feel like you are grabbing hold of the white planar key and you are wielding its power.
Fuck yeah.
And you guys have thought of the past and things that mattered to you a lot, and the pulling from the black hole is now so intense that your bodies are starting to warp. The gravity of the black hole is now to a point where if you were normal people, you would have been destroyed, and you are being instead twisted and bent and blurred by the pulling of the black hole, and it's threatening to destroy you. And
sorry, I didn't know if this is if this is should can I interject with an action here?
No. This is you guys are kind of part. This is as the ritual kind of proceeds.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
And now you guys remember that you must focus on the future, and now you need to think of something that you know you can accomplish, something you can visualize having done in the future beyond this moment now. Think of something that you know you can do, a goal that you're not hopeful of, you're not confident in, you are certain you can do after the black hole is closed. One moment in the future with absolute certainty that you know you can do. Lou, what is one moment in the future you are absolutely certain you can make happen?
Well, I was thinking too far down the line initially, about a kind of combined consciousness of whatever's going to happen once we're all the pieces from each ink are combined back into the prime. But that's almost, I don't know that that's a visualizable thing yet. So instead, I'm going to take it back further, and I'm going to just visualize having done this and going and reporting back, and asking more questions. I just really want to ask more questions of Lucia. So I'm saying this is complete, and I'm on to the next thing where I have time to talk and learn.
Okay, awesome. So now give me that visualization. What does it look like? What do you see? Give me the visual of what you see in the future. Tell it to me in as much detail as you can give about this moment in the future that hasn't existed yet, but you will make exist, guaranteed. What does that look like?
It looks like being in the bar is the safe place, so that's where I go for sure. And I see us all around one of the tables, and all just doing that kind of talking and planning part. And hopefully Lucia is able to be actually physically there, but spoken to somehow. So yeah, all of us around the table. We've got time, you know what I mean? No one is looking rushed. And so I can see us all around the table in safety.
Okay, much like your vision of the past, this safe haven, this place of friendship, love, comfortability, you can see so clearly the bar that you've been to so many times. You know it's there. You know it will be there. You know that your friends will be there. And you know, after this black hole is gone, you will be there too. It's going to happen. And there is this rush of power that kind of threatens to overtake you, and it kind of does. But the support of everyone else around you means that it doesn't get carried away. And next, Locke, give me a moment in the future after the black hole is closed. Something, it's not maybe, it's not probably, it's definitely. What is a moment in the future that you can visualize that will happen after the black hole is closed?
I think it's very similar to what Lou was mentioning, because like after Lou did what he did with Locke, the bar's all he's known.
Yep.
But like the bar is going to be there. The bar is going to have the people he loves in it. The bar will be a place of safety and comfort. And he know that he'll be surrounded by not only a welcomeness, but the people he loves. And that is worth protecting. That is worth risking everything for that future in his mind.
And what is the visual image that you see? What does this look like? What is this manifested visual image that crystallizes in Locke's mind that says, this is real?
The bar, I imagine the bar right now in its current state kind of looks more like a workshop than a bar.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
There's a bar section, but there's tomes, there's a library section, like with a fireplace where they just record and read and try to learn.
Yeah.
There's the workshop where he tinkers and tries to make magical items along with Lou, and there's Lou where he tinkers, like they have their own spot.
Yeah.
There's the bar, there's the chamber, there's like it looks very much like this was made with some comfort in mind, but ultimately this is a place to a forward operating base, if you would, for this type of thing.
Yep.
But in his mind, of the moment that this is what's going to happen, the bar actually looks comfy and warm, more so than it does now. There's actually kind of a warmth to it. There's not outer space outside the windows. There's sunlight
Yeah.
and trees and grass and the sound of a city outside and people just going throughout their day. And Lou, in whatever manner he is after the bar is put together, is at his side with his friends at a table and just kind of enjoying each other's company.
And this image is so strong, so perfectly crystallized, and you're so certain that this is what's going to happen. It's not a hope. It is a guarantee. It is as real as if it has already happened. And this power, again, just surges in you. And it's too much for you. It's too much power. Like you have no control over how much power this is. But because your friends are there helping you and the power they have, it is contained and it is not lost and it does not lose control. Slump, what is a moment in the future you know is going to happen? What is an image, a certainty, a definite that you know is going to happen?
So Slump envisions a great day where everyone has come to town, everyone from the party is in town, and in this particular vision of the future that Slump has, Galdric is riding on his shoulders, and they're dressed up like the main characters from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? In like old-fashioned-y, like fucking, what am I thinking? Not overalls, coveralls. What are the fucking things? The belt things over the shoulders.
Oh, suspenders.
Suspenders,
Yep.
Thank you. Wearing suspenders and sitting on a dock at a lake in the white ink, with Kirby teaching Slump how to fish, and people walking by on the path behind them thanking Kirby for his valiant efforts in defeating Volos and bringing peace and justice to the galaxy. And Slump, even in his thickedness, understanding that maybe Kirby didn't have a huge part in doing it, but still happy for him to take the for him to celebrate his success. And yeah, so that's what Slump pictures, sitting there on a dock in the white ink, with Kirby teaching Slump how to fish, with Galdric on his shoulders, and people coming by and thanking thanking Kirby specifically for like shooting the black hole out into space or something like that. So
and this image is just so real, and Slump is so convinced that it's absolutely real, and that darkness, it's like a scream 1,000 miles away. You almost can't even hear it anymore. And you have both hands on this white key now, like in your mind. You have absolute control over this, and the power is overwhelming. It's too much. You literally can't handle it, but you don't worry, because your friends are here supporting you, and that power is managed, and it is spread, and it doesn't overtake you, and it doesn't run away. And Galdric, what is a moment in the future that you know is going to happen? What is a visualization you have that is unquestionably certain?
Are you sure you want me to answer?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is after we close the black hole.
Yeah.
Can I picture two things?
Absolutely.
I picture killing Volos.
Now I'm going to need to know what that looks like. What is this visualization? This is not just knowledge of I'm going to kill Volos. What is the visualization of killing Volos?
Dragon Ball Z fight. We're duking it out, battle of the minds.
Yeah.
But ultimately it ends in a very John Wick fashion. He doesn't get a final word. I just fucking kill him. And then I just visualize 1,000 different ways that I kill Volos. I am very eager for that day, because I have not liked him since day one of this campaign. I made that very clear. Now, this is a baddie, y'all. Stop making deals. I picture killing Volos with my own hand, and then the other thing that you think this is a meme? Oh, it became so real. I picture reshaping the worlds in my image.
All of the worlds?
All of the worlds.
Oh my God.
I picture essentially taking over what Volos had planned.
Yeah.
Except doing it right.
Oh my God.
Wow. And this is not a hope. This is not a maybe. This is not a if I can. This is an I will, and this is a definite.
Yes.
And in your mind, you picture fighting Volos, and as he comes up with his silver tongue to say the next thing that will change your mind, it's cut off at the start as you cut him down and you take his place. And you see yourself as Lord and Master of the 5 realms, reshaped in your image.
Oh my God.
This is
Galdric, the last
awful.
boss.
With justice, balance, and fairness.
Yes.
This is 1984. This is fucked. This is fucked.
3 years ended like this.
And
Yeah.
you are you have this surge of power, and again, it's too much, but everybody helps and it's maintained. And as you guys are standing here facing the black hole, which is now much closer than it was before, and it is pulling on you guys so hard, the borders of you begin to disappear. And the selves that you are kind of don't exist anymore in a physical sense. And all that's left is yourself. And it's the only thing you can think of. It's the single strongest aspect of yourself. That's all that remains at this point. And I need you to tell me, what is that last thing that remains? What is that last aspect of you that remains? After everything else is torn away, everything else has been destroyed and erased, what is the last remaining aspect of you that remains? What would be the last thing to be destroyed? Lou, let's start with you. It's just an aspect of you. What is an aspect of Lou? What's the last strongest aspect of Lou? The last thing that would hold out upon destruction?
I think it's not what she would expect, but I think it's what was able to kind of come to the forefront in this situation, where in other fights, other dire circumstances she's found herself in, she's had that level of uncertainty and worry. Is this going to turn out? And I think the last thing that's holding on here is this kind of like unshakable will that was always underneath those. That's why she would stay in those situations, even though she was uncertain. And so here, that's all that's left, is that will to see this through. So just that will to get it done.
I hate you because that was mine.
You can have the same thing. You can you can say whatever. Yeah. Don't anticipate where I'm going with this. Do what you do and don't anticipate what comes next.
Totally.
And Lou, as everything is rent and almost nothing remains, one thing does. And it is an unshakable will. It is a will to not give up. And it is a will to continue on. Locke, what is your last remaining aspect of Locke?
I think, at least for me, it's pretty easy, and I know this is going to sound kind of cheesy, but I feel that Locke is like the emotional one in the party. But seeing, like, just with his story that, you know, he's been with this man, Lou 2, for millennia.
Yeah.
And there's got to be some quality of love there to do this. Try to save the universe with someone that you thought was crazy when they first said this. But for whatever reason, you trusted him. And even though the party tends to defy all logic or don't think things through, he's still here. He still worries about them. He still hopes that they make it back to the bar. So I think with Locke, it would be kind of the love that he has invested or wants to show the people that he cares about.
I love that. And as everything else is torn away and destroyed, aspect of being ceases to be, knowledge, awareness, complexity, everything is destroyed, and there's this one thing left. It's not Locke. It is the aspect of Locke that is left. And that one thing left is love. And it is so strong and it burns so hot and it is impossible to stamp out, and it remains. Galdric, what is the last aspect of Galdric that would remain? After everything else is destroyed and torn away, what is the last aspect of Galdric that would remain before just being destroyed completely?
Justice.
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 That makes such perfect sense. As everything that is Galdric and has been Galdric in the many lives he's led and the many missions he's gone in, the many stories he's been a part of, the many stories he's ended. All those aspects of Galdric are torn away. Awareness, ego, sense of self, all this leaves. And the only thing left is not Galdric. It is simply an aspect of being, and the only thing left where Galdric was is justice. And Slump. What is the last thing that would remain of Slump?
I was wondering if this was one that was going to get taken, and I'm happy that it didn't, because this is the first one that came to my mind, because this is the sort of thing that I think Slump carries forward. Is it's almost an aspect of like Samwise Gamgeeism, and that is hope. I think Slump has always felt confident that like they'll figure it out. Like they'll whatever the way forward is, they'll find it, even if it's painful and even if it requires searching to find each other or to figure out the correct way to go, the correct path forward. That Slump never, ever, ever gave up hope. He was always confident that things were going to work out. So I think that is the last thing that would remain of Slump, would be hope.
And as Slump is destroyed and everything that was Slump and everything that could be Slump is dismantled, there's just one thing left. And it's not Slump. It's not a person. It's not a thing. It is an aspect. And that aspect is simply hope. Hope that holds out until the absolute very end. And this is basically the end in a lot of ways, as you aren't there anymore. None of you are. You are gone, but the aspect of you remains, and while the aspect remains, the key remains. And there is a rebinding. And you've been told before by Lucia that the power of the black hole was what was needed to rebind the inks. And what happens is a rebinding. And the four planar keys are bound together into a kind of proto-prime ink. And that power, while it's 4/5 of the full thing, is so strong, the four aspects of justice, love, hope, and an unshakable will takes on a new being. A being comprised of the four planar keys. And I would like you each to roll a d20. I'll tell you when. And you need to roll above a 10. A 10 or above. Galdric?
Good job.
There is a thunderclap as these four essences, these four aspects, and the rebinding of the four keys takes just a modicum of shape, and the black hole shrinks just a little bit. It backs up against nothing. There was just a clap, and the black hole shrinks a little bit. Lou?
Rolling. Ooh.
And there's a shake in the center of the earth. This rumble that kind of comes up and out of the ground. And the aspects, the four aspects and the four keys begin to take on a twisting shape. It doesn't really have a visual aspect now, but it is a presence that is so powerful that the black hole shrinks noticeably. It begins to diminish in the face of this presence. Slump.
Whew.
And that presence, this presence of four keys and four aspects, takes on a physical form that is just barely perceptible. Its shape and definitions aren't clear, but it becomes to take a form that is impossible to behold. And as such, the black hole shrinks now. It is the size of a house. It's tiny compared to what it used to be. And it's shrinking and it's dying. Locke.
I think to Locke, don't fuck this up.
Oh, we all rolled above 10. No
With the
fucking
fourth
way.
roll
No way.
above 10. There is an explosion. And then absolute silence. The explosion is cut mid-sound, absolute silence. As a new single being forms.
What?
It is reminiscent of Neoni, but it is so much more. The boundaries of it, you can't see where they are, where it starts and where it ends, but it is a single being that I have dubbed Meta Neoni. It is an embodiment of justice, hope, love, and unshakable will with the power of four planar keys. And the black hole is completely gone.
Holy shit.
And you guys all have an aspect of consciousness. You are all present here in this being, in Meta Neoni. You are all there and can act independently.
Holy fuck.
That's crazy.
Oh my god.
No.
I've waited for this.
Meta Neoni is born into the world. More power than any universe has ever seen. It's more power than anybody can even comprehend. And as soon as Meta Neoni is born, a red portal opens up.
Oh fuck.
And there is a sound that comes from it.
May I take an action?
You may take an action.
The moment that red portal opens up, I want to reach up both of my hands and I want to pull his two underlings through the portal and just dismember them.
Oh my god.
Roll,
Did he do that?
roll a d20 plus 4.
Woo!
Ooh.
And this being, this Metaneone, extends 2 hands forward, but they're so far away from the portal that as Volos begins to step through, it doesn't look like he's in any danger. But then Mitra and Vetha are yanked through the portal and just evaporate.
Oh my god!
Oh dang, that was easy.
Yeah, I just endgame the 2 of them.
Holy fuck. Is there any noticeable reaction on the part of the being that just came through the portal?
Volos,
Yep.
as you are now all planar keys, you can now see his red eye.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
And it is unblinking, staring from under the hood, just staring directly at you.
Oh my god, that's so unsettling.
And
Fuck.
there is no grin on his face.
Oh my
Ooh,
god.
finally.
Holy fuck.
And as he steps through, let's go in order. Lou, you can take an action next.
Whoa. I kind of want to ready a thing if I can. Could I give Galdric advantage if he tries the thinking, the thought suppressor move?
I mean, yeah, sure. You guys are Meta Neone. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Hey! So the idea would be that it's like harder for him to contest because he can't really tell that it's happening because the illusion is happening at the same time, kind of thing.
You're effectively casting Bless on me. I want to make that clear.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
True to myself, man. True to myself.
As Meta Neone, as incorporeal and impossible to define as it is, this kind of clawed hand reaches out and back into its chest, and it kind of carves a symbol into its own chest.
Oh my god.
And it is now blessed for when the Galdric aspect, for when the justice aspect uses its ability.
Oh, I love what somebody said in chat. They said it's called True Bless.
Oh, that's very
Bless.
good. That's very, very good.
I love it. The unshakable will of Meta Neone casts True Bless on the justice aspect of Meta Neone. Slump, the aspect of hope of Meta Neone. What would you like to do?
Can I, summoning all of the conscious willpower that Slump can possibly exert on every multi-dimensionally available particle of this being, to let out the absolute most fearsome war cry known to any dimension, to hopefully either inspire and or inspire our party and or demoralize Volos.
Okay, I'll let it both inspire and demoralize. However, the demoralize will be contested.
Okay,
so roll
sure.
a d20 plus 4. That's gonna be tough. Does not succeed.
I want you to describe it narratively.
Yeah. So the aspect of Meta Neone that is hope summons forth all of the power of 4 planar keys, which no being ever has witnessed, and it lets loose this roar that cracks the ground, and as parts of the planet just fall away, the crust of the planet shatters and floats into low orbit. As Volos stands there looking unblinkingly at you.
Oh my god.
And the roar winks out his red eye.
Oh, dang.
Whoa. What do you mean by winks out?
He's just a being with a cloak.
He's just
Oh
some
my
guy.
God.
He's just
What
some
the-
guy.
Holy shit, man.
And a second later, the eye does come back, but it kind of fizzles and then pops back. And you can
Fuck.
tell that it was an effort. And now it's a little bit less vibrant. And
oh shit.
you can see that Grimace looks just a little bit uncertain.
Ooh.
And he will now be rolling his next roll
Ooh.
at disadvantage.
Hey, fuck yeah.
Locke, what would the aspect of love of Metanione like to do?
I think, true to Locke's fashion, he charges up a fucking beam weapon. Like he is ready to fuck. Like,
Yeah.
Like every time he's run into him, he's had a gun pointing at him, and I don't think it's going to be any different, especially with fucking Metanione.
Yeah. Okay. You unleash a beam. Roll a d20 plus 4. He's rolling at disadvantage. Ooh.
Ooh.
Ah, rotten luck.
Metanione lifts up 2 hands and forms, kind of with the fingers, this symbol in front of its face. Then 2 more arms form another symbol below those hands. Then 2 more arms and 2 more arms and 2 more arms again, until it is a line of symbols in front of Metanione. And from them, this energy is concentrated as the aspect of love of Metanione unleashes this beam that just slices through the earth like there's nothing there. It just cleaves existence. It is the aspect of creation wielded negatively as it unmakes everything that it comes through. And Volos barely steps to the side as it just slices a chunk of his cloak off. And Volos looks at you and says,
What have you done? What have you done? The black hole, do you realize what you've done with this?
and he I think
Can I say, like, is there any opening here for any even a line of back and forth?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I think when he says that, I think Slump would, like, now having access to perhaps a little bit more of the intellect in this
Oh,
combined
yeah.
form,
Yeah.
but able to
Love it.
form a slightly more coherent sentence, would say,
Truly, you had a intention with that machination that it was already serving. What did you intend with it? I intended to win. Well, then it's a good thing we closed it.
and he reaches forward and these thin black ribbons kind of slowly come out of his fingertips, and before they reach you, the damage is already done.
"Oh,
And let's see. I will have you guys. Let's see. I will have Lou, the Unshakable Will. I mean, it's a D20 plus 4 no matter what. But I'll have the Unshakable Will, Lou, roll a D20 plus 4.
Okay. Ooh. Oh.
Oh, wow.
whoa,
Okay. The damage is not already done, as you realize that the black ribbons were the only visual aspect of this ability, and the claws that were about to rend you into as many pieces as he could find no purchase. As you see them, you sense them, and you simply basically flex.
Yeah.
Metanione just flexes, and the claws find no purchase at all.
Ping.
And so he raises the cube.
No, he doesn't.
And Galdric,
I stop him from thinking immediately.
roll d20 plus 5.
Oh.
Oh.
That's And as Volos raises the cube, there is this 1 second where the cube, which kind of floats above his hand, wobbles. And
Yeah.
the red eye winks out again.
Oh. Oh.
We gotta go in or we gotta go out?
We gotta go out.
So can Slump try to mobilize every aspect of this fucking being to de-ass this fucking area immediately?
Yes. The whittle is on board.
Actually, I want to do something.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
So basically, you can all act independently. So it's still kind of turn-based, but you can all act independently. So Slump, you are creating a portal back to the bar, and you are basically ready to, like, the Metanione is basically actively kind of stepping through it. But yes, Locke, the aspect of love of Metanione, what would you like to do?
I'm going to use my last luck.
Oh.
Ooh.
Do some dooming.
Wait, oh god, what are we doing? Wait, hold on, before you fucking do that, we're one being now.
How quickly can our consciousness communicate and swap ideas?
Oh, you guys can have a
me.
full discussion. You guys can have a full
Okay.
discussion. Yeah.
Okay.
I imagine it would fuck me and just me.
What are you trying to do here, bud?
I'm going to make him... I kind of want him to destroy the cube somehow, but I will be A-okay with him fumbling it, giving us enough time to leave.
So, okay, hold on. Before you do that, I was going to try to essentially stop him from thinking, and then I want someone else to yank the cube.
Oh, it's all tying together. Yeah.
Are we not worried that he could use this cube as a teleportation device and simply bloop, pop out of it like
GPS
Pandora's
tracker?
box? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just throwing that
I mean,
out there.
I don't know.
we know it's we know through deduction that it's a piece of Slump's flesh.
Oh.
Or at least
That's what our theory is.
contains part of the power therein.
Right.
So yeah, that would be the Slump's primary concern would be if we try to take it, is there a chance that impulse will be so visceral that it will snap him? Whoop, there goes gravity, up back to reality, up mama spaghetti and all the other shit, and then we've lost our chance to get away, and now we're fucked because we tried to get his cube. Was that part of our initial mission, or was it just close the
No.
black hole, get the fuck out of there?
It was
Close
just
the black
you're
hole,
right.
get the fuck out.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's definitely what it originally was. But I don't know about you guys, but I feel like we could take them.
I mean, honest with you,
I feel like we could take
I
them.
really
think you're
don't
over-
think this is
This
is the whole reshape the world, reaping, you know.
As 4 whole beings in one being, you've been overridden by the 3s. So
Hold on. So what I would like to convey to the rest of the party is, if we retreat now, will we ever be this strong again?
the idea is to unite the inks, and we cannot do that if he has any of the keys.
Yeah, if he's
Right.
holding one of them hostage.
Well, correct. But if we, what are we going to do with these keys? Immediately put them away?
Yes,
Yeah,
Can we ever reunite again?
probably.
probably. And even more powerful. Maybe Kirby gets to be the gold guy.
How empty do you think it is in here? We're not. It's not an empty cave.
Oh, wait, no, lose the gold guy. Who's the other? Listen, it's kind of vacuous in Slump's corner, if you don't know. Anyways, well, Slump was just thinking, of course we got to give him back. And of course, why would they ever recommend that we just close the black hole and get away if this was going to be our last chance to ever stand a chance against him, Mr. Teeny Tot?
Well, okay, well, yeah, but what I'm saying is, are we ever going to be this strong again?
Well, of course. Otherwise, they wouldn't tell us to waste this opportunity, would they?
Who's they?
Slump is imitating lightning bolts. And then he's holding his hands up in the air like it's a floating ship. Oh, yes, we live up here. Remember?
So Galdric what I'm going to say is not a sense of evil. It's kind of like a sense of, I have a chance for justice right here, right now. That's essentially where he's getting at, where he's just like, we can fucking do this.
Don't be lawful stupid.
Yeah.
I don't think now's the time. It'll get done, but not now.
Not now.
Yeah, not now. Not now.
There's too much at risk and in the balance. If you want to gamble with that, then I don't think you're any better than him.
Yeah. Mr. Teeny Tot, wake up. What are you talking about, you crazy pants? Come on. We gotta go back and regroup. We gotta plan. Can't just jump in there all willy-willy.
Very well. But I'm not fucking happy about this.
Right. You can blame Mr. Locke. Slump was on your side the whole time.
Fuck, I'm gonna rip you out of this aspected being. I swear to God.
No, come on.
I swear to Galdric, I will do it.
No.
Yeah.
He doesn't like when people swear at him. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
So we're getting out of here.
actually.
Slump is opening a portal right now, and Slump wants us all to focus on moving the legs. Okay. Let's all focus on that.
And I'm gonna get ready to use a luck if it needs to happen.
Okay, so
Man, I don't know. Yeah.
So just so I understand what's happening, you guys have opened a portal.
Yep.
And you're just leaving. And if something happens, Locke is ready to use a luck to ensure your escape.
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to throw one last little punch at Volos.
Yeah.
In the sense of, oh boy, I don't know how to. Do you recall? It was one of the very first moves Galdric ever did. Was when he created like that sphere that enclosed his enemy and it crushed him. It was kind of like an Iron Maiden.
Oh yeah.
Like as Galdric's like turning around to like go through this portal, or the portal's like closing around us, I essentially am just like, "Fuck, you're lucky," and I want to like close him in something.
Roll a D20 -4.
-4
at disadvantage.
Is it? This is what we're supposed to do. Just get the fuck out of there. You're gonna have a split second and then you need to leave. Does anyone else remember this? Does anyone else remember to do the fucking thing and then get the fuck out of there with Slump? Oh my god.
I remember.
Through the portal.
Oh, I'm sure that's gonna matter to
I'm
him. Yeah, he'll
throwing the
respect that.
equivalent of a ninja vanish. That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
do.
he'll respect that. I'm sure it'll be fine. Can Slump fucking knock out Galdric's subconscious component? Can Slump choke? Can Slump use the meta Neoni to while running through the portal choke itself unconscious at the same time? Please,
Okay,
fuck's
listen.
sake.
I want to be very clear.
You're gonna make me use this luck, aren't you?
I'm not trying. I want to clarify. I'm not trying to do damage. I'm trying to essentially block any vision. I'm trying to be a nuisance. I'm essentially trying to put a veil over his head, like, where did we go? Ooh, like that's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah. And D20 -4 at disadvantage.
No. Slump is gonna choke that fucking part unconscious before it even tries to do that. No fucking chance.
Oh no.
No,
That's pretty bad, man. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad, dude.
No
That's pretty
chance.
bad.
Slump is gonna roll to choke the meta Neoni form unconscious as it goes through the fucking thing. Oh my god. Neither of them succeed.
So real quick, can I make that at advantage instead of disadvantage? Because I had True Bless on.
No, the True Bliss was just for the one. Yeah.
It was really, yeah, that's true.
It was a specific thing. Okay, I got you.
And as you are stepping through the portal and it is closing, you attempt to cast this spell, and you see Volos become completely lucid. And he simply says,
No.
Uh-oh.
and time freezes in that way that time freezes whenever he went to talk to you guys for a little bit. When he wanted to have a little conversation and change your minds, and everything else kind of slowed down. It felt like you were kind of pushing through molasses. So you're still kind of moving, but it's not fast enough.
The luck.
Yep.
I see now. This is my fault. I let your leash run too far, and I should have taken more care. But no more. I need those keys. And I need them now.
And he raises the cube. And you're it's like just your hand is showing through the portal. It's tiny. But as you're stepping into the bar and you see all the people around you who love you, and you're kind of scaring them because you're a giant, nightmarish, barely definable meta-Neoni that's stepping through this portal, it feels like you ever put the vacuum up to your mouth and it grabs onto your lip so bad and you have that second where like, oh God, is this how I die?
You know, I can't say I have.
You never put the vacuum like next to your cheek or next to your lip and it hurts really bad and you're like, oh fuck, I fucked up, I'm dead. You've never done that?
No, can't say I have, but
Oh, okay. Well, it's a scary feeling and it hurts and it doesn't feel good. Listen, there's got to be somebody else. There's got to be somebody else who's done
totally.
that.
I do know what you mean.
Okay, good, because it hurts. That's what it feels like. There's that brief moment where your gut kind of flips and you're like, oh no, I fucked up. Oh, this hurts. Ow, I fucked up. And you feel your essence being pulled through the portal, through your hand, towards the cube. And then something miraculous happens. It's as if an imaginary pair of scissors just cut the tether between you and the cube. And your hand comes flying back towards you as you go flying through the portal. And just as the portal is closing, you do see Volos go flying backwards, completely blown back by whatever this is. And you fall out of meta-Neoni. You become Galdric, Locke, Lou, and Slump. And Locke, you are doomed.